Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article. Now this is from the Post Millennial. It was published on November 26th. It's written by Libby Emmons. And all I got to say is for the people who value the Constitution, for those who value liberty and freedom, this was a major win against the Democrat left authoritarian lockdown. Screw you and your religion too, but we can have Walmart crowded, we can have Lowe's and Home Depot crowded with people, but you can't worship bullshit that's going on. This is a win against that. Supreme Court blocks Cuomo's orders against religious gatherings. The Supreme Court has blocked the restrictions imposed by Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York, which restricted the number of people allowed to worship together. And it's about damn time something like this happened. And Amy Coney Barrett, I still think that she could be a possible Roberts. I don't trust her, but I'm glad that she ruled the way she did in this situation. Because I think that she could end up being a neocon Rhino Roberts type. I really do. Maybe not as bad as him, but she's going to show that her true colors, I think, on some things like he has done. But anyway, as the big tech tyrants tighten their grip. Oh, sorry. That's them promoting Parler. Oops. The Supreme Court has blocked the restrictions imposed by Governor Andrew Cuomo of New York, which restricted the number of people allowed to worship together. Yeah, just arbitrarily. You know, you can have all these people going into the supermarket. You can have all these people going into a Lowe's or a Home Depot or, a place like that, a Best Buy, whatever. But you can't have people going to church. Oh, you can't have more than 10 people. Some really twisted shit. Even in a pandemic, the Constitution cannot be put away and forgotten, they wrote. Yeah, well said. The suit was brought by Catholic and Jewish groups from New York who rallied against the limitations as violations of their First Amendment rights. And I'm glad that they did. I'm glad that someone did. Just before midnight on the night before Thanksgiving, the Supreme Court blocked New York Governor Andrew Cuomo from enforcing attendance limits at religious services. The vote is 5-4 with Roberts and 3 liberals dissenting. Yeah. Because Roberts is a scumbag. He's a neocon rhino appointed, neocon rhino loving, globalist establishment loving shitbag. He's not a constitutionalist. People knew this back then. It was like, well, he's going to be, no, he's a conservative justice. Not really. He's a rhino neocon. But hey, all those people, they thought they were right, but hey, whatever. It was just before midnight on Wednesday night that the Supreme Court, in a 5-4 vote, said that Cuomo could absolutely not enforce attendance limits at religious services. So now, this is what you need to do to get around New York. Oh, I'm having a religious service. Screw you. You want to have a party? Oh, yeah, we're having a religious service. You know people are going to be doing this. All the power to them, too. I got no problems with him doing that to screw with Cuomo and this shit. Where he's trying to stop Christmas at people's homes, what you do is you invite the local priest or reverend, pastor, whatever the case may be. You invite him over to your house and you call it a religious service. Solves this problem. Because now they can't stop it. If they want to have 500 people in the church, they can have 500 people in the church, and there's nothing that Cuomo can do about it. He can try. And he can try to send the cops in like jackbooted thugs. That ain't going to go over well. The emergency application was filed against the executive order issued by Cuomo that said that in red zones where COVID-19 cases are prevalent, no more than 10 persons may attend each religious service. There was a sliding scale of attendance based on the color of the zone in which a house of worship was located, with 25 persons permitted to worship together in orange zones. Well, here's the thing. What's to stop someone who, say, church is in an orange zone, but they're from a red zone, from going to their church in the orange zone and worshiping with those, 24 other people? You think if their church is in the next zone over, you think they're going to stay within their zone? No, they're going to go to their church, you idiotic moron, Cuomo. Jojo the Idiot Circus Boy could tell you that. Yet, he wants to try to sell this as like these zones are actually going to do something when JoJo the Idiot Circus Boy can figure this one out? The two applications were filed by the Roman Catholic Diocese of Brooklyn and the Agudath Israel of America, respectively. The ruling read, citing a variety of remarks made by the governor, I'm sorry, I'm butchering that, but Agudath Israel argues that the governor specifically targeted the Orthodox Jewish community and gerrymandered the boundaries of the red and orange zones to ensure that heavily Orthodox areas were included. Well, how convenient. Because the Orthodox Jews are saying, screw you to COVID and everything else. He just happens to rig it so that they're always in red. Nothing to see here. No religious persecution at all. Not of a group that, when you do it, you get equated to what, Cuomo and others have called Trump supporters and Trump? You gotta love that one. They rig the areas so the red is always where they are. Scumbag. Cuomo's a scumbag. Both the diocese and Agudath Israel maintain that the regulations treat houses of worship much more harshly than comparable secular facilities. Well, of course they do, because the left and the Democrats hate religion. Or a large number of them do. And they tell us without contradiction that they have complied with all public health guidance, have implemented additional precautionary measures, and have operated 25 or 33% capacity for months without a single outbreak. I mean, that's funny. That they're going through all these hoops. They haven't had a single outbreak. Yeah. The ruling stated that the applicants have shown that their First Amendment claims are likely to prevail, that denying them relief would lead to irreparable injury, and that granting relief would not harm the public interest. Well, of course not, because freedom, is in the benefit of the public interest. Locking people down like an authoritarian, loving, jackbooted thug, like Cuomo thinks he is, and tries to say, I'm a nice guy, I'm trying to protect you. Well, he's doing not for thee, but for me, like with his family having Thanksgiving together. It's like, you don't want grandma to die of the coof. You don't want your elderly mother to die of it. Now, do you? And he's like, my elderly mother's coming up to having Thanksgiving with me. He gets called out on it. And the people who call him out on it are like right-wing whack jobs for pointing out his hypocrisy. Because that's how the left looks at it. That's how I'm sure he looked at it. You have people like this saying, well, you can't have religious service. You can't have your religion. Do they not realize, these people that hate religion like Cuomo, that religion helps people through tough times. This is a tough time. You're denying them access to it. And you think that you're mightier and holier than thou. Who the hell are you to think that you have the right to do that? Oh, that's right. You're a Democrat. Oh, yeesh. Just in, U.S. Supreme Court sides with Catholics, Jews, in case against New York Governor Cuomo's order restricting public gatherings. In a red zone, while a synagogue or church may not admit more than 10 persons, businesses categorized as essential may admit as many people as they wish. Yeah, if this was truly about the virus, why are all these businesses in red zones able to pack people to the gills? Explain that one to me, because it makes no sense. Maybe I'm just too stupid, to buy into the logic on the double standard here. Well, maybe. Who knows? The court noted the hypocrisy that was obvious in Cuomo's orders, which allowed many other gathering places to remain open while restricting houses of worship, they wrote. In a red zone, while a synagogue or church may not admit more than 10 persons, businesses categorized as essential may admit as many people as they wish. And the list of essential businesses includes things such as acupuncture facilities, campgrounds, garages, as well as many whose services are not limited to those that can be regarded as essential, such as all plants manufacturing chemicals and microelectronics and all transportation facilities. Yeah, so it's not even like these are essential. They're calling them essential. And they can pack in as many people as they want. But, you want to go to church? You can't have more than 10 people? Cuomo is a scumbag. This is a major win for the First Amendment because this is going to extend beyond the whole religious worship aspect, because it's by logic, if they're allowed to peaceably assemble to worship, then you should be able to peaceably assemble to exercise your First Amendment rights. So this is a big win for the First Amendment in regards to the age of coronavirus. I mean, it's so messed up that we need to go this route, and that, you know, the idea of liberty and freedom can't be respected. They wrote that the disparate treatment is even more striking in an orange zone. While attendance at houses of worship is limited to 25 persons, even non-essential businesses may decide for themselves how many persons to admit. Go figure. They can admit 100, 1,000, whatever they want, whatever they see fit. These categorizations lead to troubling results. At the hearing in the district court, a health department official testified about a large store in Brooklyn that could literally have hundreds of people shopping there on any given day. Yes, but a church can only have 10 or 25 people. That's messed up. That's truly messed up. This is a triumph for religious liberty advocates and all those who believe in the security of the First Amendment, in the security of their First Amendment rights. Oh yeah. The 5-4 vote broke down with Justices Thomas, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Barrett, and Alito voting against the impositions on religious freedom, while Justice Roberts, Breyer, Kagan, and Sotomayor formed the dissent. Now, this is the thing. Of course, all right, Thomas, Gorsuch, and Alito, okay? Yeah, Barrett, definitely. Barrett, she's a Catholic. If she voted against this, she would not live it down as a Catholic. She would not live it down. So, of course, she's going to rule in favor of this. Gorsuch, pretty much a constitutionalist, you know, originalist. Yeah, I can see, you know, with that. And same with Thomas. I mean, Alito, definitely. I mean, this is a situation where they did the right thing. Oh, excuse me. The reasoning behind granting the emergency order was on several grounds. First, likelihood of success on the merits, meaning that in all likelihood, the litigants would win their case were it brought to full trial. Second, irreparable harm, meaning that per the ruling, there can be no question that the challenged restrictions, if enforced, will cause irreparable harm. The loss of First Amendment freedoms for even minimal periods of time unquestionably constitutes irreparable injury. The court cited Elrod v. Burns, 1976. Yes, so you want to take our rights, but we have precedents. I mean, rulings that say you can't do that. Sorry. Glad the court ruled the way it should have. Now, Roberts, dude, you're a scumbag. Oh, you're going to end up siding over on that side with Sotomayor and the other one there, aren't you? Quite a bit. Third, public interest means that it has not been shown that granting the application will harm the public. As noted, the state has not claimed that attendance at the applicant's services has resulted in the spread of the disease, and the state has not shown that public health would be imperiled if less restrictive measures were imposed. No, they're just going and pulling stuff out of their ass and going, you got to believe me. Arbitrary, so what? I'm the expert on everything in the world. And they just expect people to accept it. And it's disgusting that they think that people should just do that. Bend over and take it up the ass on that. Members of this court are not public health experts, and we should respect the judgment of those with special expertise and responsibility in this area. But even in a pandemic, the Constitution cannot be put away and forgotten. No, it can't. This is a major win, as I said. You know the left is pissed about this. You know Cuomo is pissed about this. You know the Democrats are pissed about this. All of them are all pissed about this. Because this is standing up to their authoritarian bullshit. They can't deal with that. They cannot be... They cannot deal with the fact of being told no. They've been told no. Now, like spoiled, petulant children, let's see if Cuomo pulls what Whitmer did in regards to her state Supreme Court telling her she couldn't pull the shit that she's pulling. Let's see if Cuomo pulls the same thing with the U.S. Supreme Court. Let's see if he has the balls to do that, to defy the United States Supreme Court. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.